Hello students, welcome to Sankalp CET classes. So the topic of our discussion is statistics. So in statistics, in the first year part, you have come across this topic, first PU part. So in statistics, you have went through the measures of dispersion. So measures of dispersion, there are four types of measures of dispersion. That is range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, and standard deviation. Okay, so in short, dispersion, the word dispersion means scatteredness, and to calculate this scatteredness, we are making use of the measures of dispersion. So there are four measures: range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, and standard deviation. So range and quartile deviation, you have covered it in your school days. So the topic of our focus is mean deviation and standard deviation. So first, range. Range is the difference between the greatest and the smallest observation of the distribution. So range is equal to, okay, so range is equal to highest score, highest score highest score minus the lowest score. Okay, so highest score minus the lowest score will give us the range. Next, quartile deviation. It is used to obtain the data. It is used to obtain the score when we divide the given information into four quarters. Okay, into four quarters. And then the next is mean deviation. So mean deviation is defined as MD is equal to 1 upon n summation of xi minus a, I varying from 1 to n, where a is an average. So this a can either be mean, median, or mode. Okay, so you need to know basically the data is of two types. The data is of two types. One is a grouped data, one is a grouped data. One is a grouped data and another one is a ungrouped data. Okay, one is a grouped data and another one is a grouped ungrouped data. So in case of ungrouped data, only scores will be given, only scores will be considered. And in case of grouped data, both scores as well as frequency is considered. Okay, so here the first formula what we are considering for mean deviation, 1 upon n summation of mod of xi minus a is the formula in case of ungrouped data, in case of the ungrouped data. Similarly, when you multiply the same formula, that is the mod of xi minus a, when you multiply it by fi and divide by n, we get the formula in terms of grouped data, Now here A stands for mean, median, or mode. So mean in case of ungrouped data, you need to know the formula for mean in case of ungrouped data, group data, median in case of ungrouped data, group data, and mode in case of group data as well as ungrouped data. So mean is nothing but the average. It is the average and is given by the formula. Okay, mean is given by the formula x bar is equal to, okay, x bar is equal to so the formula for mean is x bar is equal to sigma xi divided by n when we are considering the ungrouped data, and x bar is equal to sigma fi xi divided by capital N, where n is the sum of the frequencies. So this first formula we are using in case of ungrouped data, and the second formula we are using it in case of the grouped data. This we are using in the case of ungrouped data, and this we are using in the case of grouped data. So these are the two formulas for mean. Next, the formula for median. So in case of median, there are again two formulas. The first formula is, okay, in case of median, the first formula, m is equal to n plus 1 upon 2. Okay, n plus 1 upon 2 when n is a odd number. Okay, so when n is a odd number, the formula is n plus 1 upon second square. Okay, and when n is a even number, median is equal to n by 2 plus n by 2 plus 1 whole divided by 2. Okay, whole divided by 2 is the formula when the number of scores are even. Okay, so you are considering the n by second term plus n by 2 plus 1th term whole divided by 2 when the number of scores are even, and we are making use of the formula n plus 1 upon 2 when the number of scores are odd in case of ungrouped data. Next, the formula for mode. So in case of mode, there is no much formula, only the definition will help us to understand what is mode. Okay, so mode is the highest repeated score. The mode is the highest repeated score in case of ungrouped data. Okay, in case of ungrouped data, mode is the highest repeated score. Okay, mode is the highest repeated score in case of ungrouped data, and in case of group data, we know the formula. We can make use of the formula 3 median minus 2 mean, or the formula which you have studied in school days, L plus f1 minus f0 divided by 2f1 minus f0 minus f2 into h. Okay, this formula we can use for mode. Next concept over here is a standard deviation. So we have understood what is mean deviation. So the next point we need to understand is a standard deviation. So standard deviation is defined as the square root of the mean of the squared deviation of the items taken from mean. Standard deviation is denoted by sigma. Standard deviation value is denoted by sigma. So in case of mean deviation, in case of a mean deviation, we were making use of the mod values xi minus a. Okay, where a would be either one of these, mean, median, or mode. But in case of standard deviation, instead of considering the modulus value, we are considering the squared values xi minus x bar whole square, xi minus x bar whole square. Only this is the difference in case of standard deviation and mean deviation. So in mean deviation, we are collecting the squared values and the squared deviations, and those square deviations we are considering only about the mean score, So in case of standard deviation, only we are making use of mean, not neither median nor mode. Okay, so standard deviation is xi minus x bar whole square. So again, in case of grouped data, in case of ungrouped data, the formula is square root of sigma xi minus x bar square upon n, and in case of grouped data, frequency will get multiplied. So that is the next formula. Okay, so we will discuss this. We will continue with the formula with respect to group data. So we were discussing the formula for standard deviation with respect to ungrouped data. So with respect to ungrouped data, the formula is sigma is equal to summation of xi minus x bar whole square upon n. And in case of grouped data, that is when frequency are considered, the formula will be square root of sigma fi into xi minus x bar whole square divided by n. Okay, so these are the two results to calculate the standard deviation, and we need to know that variance. standard deviation is square root of variance. It is square root of variance. Standard deviation, we are considering it as sigma, and variance, we are considering it as sigma square. Okay. So standard deviation is the square root of variance. Now, the same formula for ungrouped data, can also be written in the form of sigma is equal to square root of sigma xi square upon n minus sigma xi upon n whole square. So the same formula, the first formula we discussed for ungrouped data, can also be written in the form sigma is equal to root of sigma xi square sigma xi upon n. And when we are considering the mean using the step deviation method, the formula will change to sigma is equal to h into root of sigma ui square upon n minus sigma ui upon n whole square, where ui is equal to xi minus a upon h. A is the assumed mean and h is the size of the class interval. Next, the second formula, that is 8th B formula, can also be written in the form of square root of sigma fi xi square upon n minus sigma fi xi upon n whole square. And when we are making use of this formula is used when we are making use of the formula for the mean using direct method. Next, when we are making use of assumed mean method, we are making use of ui, and ui is equal to xi minus a upon h. Ui is equal to xi minus a upon h. Okay, so basically we need to know the two formulas, first and the second formula, that is 8a and 8b. Most of the examples will be related with this formula. When we are considering the group data, we are making use of 9a and 9b formulas. Okay, 9a and 9b formulas. So next we are continuing with some time saving results and another important formula, that is coefficient of variance. So the coefficient of variance is given by square root CV is equal to SD upon X bar into 100. SD we are denoting it as sigma, and mean we are denoting it as X bar into 100. So the formula for coefficient of variance is sigma upon X bar into 100. Sigma upon X bar into 100. Okay. So sigma upon this is X bar, that is mean into 100. So the coefficient of variance is used to compare two given distributions. It is used to compare the variance in two given distributions. Okay. So if the coefficient of variance is high, if the value is high, then there is higher degree of variation, that is variance is more. If the value for the given distribution and the value of CV is more, then the variation is more. And if the value is less, then the variation is less. Okay. So one which is less, the one which is having the less value of coefficient of variance will be more consistent, and one which is having higher value of coefficient CV, it will be unstable. It will be more unstable. Next, we have time saving results. First one, if each observation is increased by a constant, then standard deviation is unchanged. And second one is, if each observation is multiplied by a constant k, then the variance is also multiplied by k square. So we'll try to understand these two results here. The first result here, see, we are considering the scores as x1, x2, x3, dash 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 up to xn. So the SD for this given set of scores, we are considering it as alpha. That is sigma. Next, if we add a constant to this scores, x1 plus k, next x2 plus k, x3 plus k dash 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 xn plus k. So when we add a constant, the scores will change to x1 plus k, x2 plus k, x3 plus k, so on up to xn plus k. So the first statement, it states that if each observation, so see, if each observation is increased by a constant, then the standard deviation is unchanged. Okay, so for this new set of observation, the standard deviation will again be equal to sigma. It will be equal to sigma. This is the first point here. This is the first point. So when we are adding or subtracting the constant, that is when we are increasing or decreasing the scores by a constant, there is no change in the value of standard deviation. Next, second point, if each observation is multiplied by k, then the variance is also multiplied by k square. So here we are multiplying x1 with k, next x2 with k, x3 with k, dash 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 xn with k, then the variance, they are saying the variance is given by the formula sigma square. So sigma square gets multiplied by k square. So sigma square gets multiplied by k square. And in case of standard deviation is denoted by sigma. It will only get multiplied by k, because the square root of this will always give us sd. The square root of this will give us sd. So if each observation is multiplied by a constant k, then the variance is also multiplied by k square. So here we are getting k square sigma square. And in terms of standard deviation, the standard deviation will get multiplied by k. So these are the two very important results which we will be using to solve examples. And then the third result is the sum of first n variance of natural numbers, n natural numbers. Okay, so variance of n natural numbers. So variance of n natural numbers. Pay attention. Okay, so variance of first natural numbers. So if we consider the first 5 natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So first 5 natural numbers, and they ask you to calculate the variance, okay, variance or standard deviation. Then we are making use of this direct formula, n square minus 1 upon 12, and SD is equal to root of n square minus 1 upon 12. So variance is given by n square minus 1 upon 12. See, the number of scores, the number of natural numbers are 5. So it will be 5 square minus 1 upon 12. 5 square is 25. 25 minus 1 is 24. 24 upon 12. 24 upon 12 is 2. 24 upon 12 is 2. So variance is 2, and the value of SD is nothing but a square root of this, which is equal to root 2. So this formula we are making use directly when we want to calculate the variance or standard deviation of the first n natural numbers. So next we will be discussing few examples based on this theory part what we have discussed. So example number 1. Okay, example number. So the first question here is we are considering is the mean deviation of the data 2993694 from the mean is. Okay, from the mean is. So we need to apply the formula for mean deviation using mean. In case of, so only scores are given. So this is a ungrouped data. Okay, this is a UD, that is a ungrouped data. And since this is a ungrouped data, we need to apply the formula for mean deviation. Mean deviation MD with respect to mean. So the formula will be sigma mod of xi minus x bar divided by n. Okay, divided by n. So this is the formula. So in this formula, we need to calculate first mean. Okay, we need to calculate the value of x bar. Next, second, we need to calculate xi minus x bar, and third, make use of the formula. So one by one, first we will calculate the mean. Okay, so x bar is equal to, sum of the scores, divided by the number of scores. So we need to take the sum of all these scores. So on adding these, on adding the scores, we get, on adding the scores, we get the formula for the mean. X bar is equal to sigma xi divided by n. So on taking the total of the scores, the sum is equal to 42. Okay, it is equal to 42. And see the number of scores. The number of scores are 7. Okay, so 42 upon 7. It will be equal to 6. Okay, so we have completed the first step. Next, second step, what we need to do is, go on taking the absolute deviation. Okay, so here absolute deviation means whatever the difference is there, you take the positive value. Of the deviation of the scores from x bar. So 2 minus 6. Okay, 2 minus 6 will be the first deviation. 9 minus 6 will be the second. Next, 9 minus 6, 3 minus 6, 6 minus 6, 9 minus 6, and 4 minus 6. So 2 minus 6, it is minus 4, but take the positive value. 9 minus 6, 3. See, 3 minus 6, it will be minus 3, but since we are using absolute deviation modulus value, we need to take the positive values. So the positive values here will be, say, 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6, it will be equal to 4, plus 9 minus 6, it will be 3, again 3, plus 3, 0, 6 minus 6, and 9 minus 6 is again 3, and 4 minus 6 is 2. Okay, is 2. So when we add all these scores, the sum is equal to 18. Okay, the sum is equal to 18. So I have calculated the mod of these values, that is mod of xi minus x bar. Next, make use of the formula. So in the formula, we need to substitute the value. So see, the formula for mean deviation is sum of the scores, that is 18, divided by number of scores is 7. On simplifying, we get 2.57. Okay, 2.57. So out of the given option B is the right option. So first step is we need to calculate the mean. Next step, mod of xi minus x bar, and third, substitute in the formula. Okay, so next question number 2. Question number 2. So question number 2, mean deviation for n observations. Mean deviation for n observation, x1, x2, x3 up to xn, from their x bar, mean x bar is given by. So this is a direct question. You need to know the formula. The formula for calculating the mean deviation using x bar in case of ungrouped data. Okay, in case of ungrouped data, so directly the formula is mean deviation is equal to 1 upon n sigma mod of xi minus x bar. So the formula, the option B gives us the right answer. See, the option D is the right answer for standard deviation, but here they have asked us mean deviation. So since they have asked us mean deviation, always mean deviation means absolute values. Okay, absolute values, modulus values. Okay, so mod value is the correct option is B. Next question. Question number 3. Question number 3. The mean deviation from the data 3, 10, 10, 4, 7, 10, 5. From the mean is, okay, from the mean is 2, 2.57, 3, 3.75. Again, a similar question, we need to calculate the mean deviation. So mean deviation, formula for mean deviation, MD is equal to sigma mod of xi minus x bar whole divided by n. So first step, we need to calculate the mean. So take the total of these, okay, 3 plus 10 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 49 will be the total, divided by the number of scores. The number of scores are 7, 49 upon 7, okay, 49 upon 7 will be equal to 7. So the number of scores are 7. Next, we need to calculate the deviations. We need to calculate deviations. So first step, we have calculated x bar. Second step, we need to calculate mod of xi minus x bar. So directly I'll write the deviations. 3 minus 7 is 4. Next 3, 10 minus 7, 10 minus 7 is 3. 4 minus 7 is again 3. 7 minus 7 is 0. 10 minus 7 is 3. And 5 minus 7 is 2. On taking the sum of these deviations, the result is 18, and 18 divided by 7. 18 divided by 7. Again, the answer will be equal to 2.57. So the option B is the right option. Option B is the right option. Okay. Next, question number 4. A set of n values x1, x2, xn has standard deviation sigma. Then the standard deviation of n values x1 plus k, x2 plus k, and xn plus k will be sigma, sigma plus k, sigma minus k, and k into sigma. So here we are directly making use of the results. A set of the n values x1, x2, xn has standard deviation alpha. Okay, so when we are adding a constant, to the given scores, we know that there is no change in the value of standard deviation. There is no change in the value of standard deviation. So whatever is the value for the first set of scores, the same standard deviation value will persist for the second set of scores. That is x1 plus k, x2 plus k, and xn plus k will also have the same value. So the option A, that is sigma, will be the right option. The option A, sigma, will be the right option. It will be the right option. Next example, example number 5. The measure of dispersion is, okay, so the measures of dispersion. So in the initial theory part, we discussed there are 4 measures of dispersion: range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, and standard deviation. So out of 4, 3 options are given: mean deviation, SD, quartile deviation. All these are measures of dispersion. Range is not given. So here the option 4, okay, all of these, okay, mean deviation is also a measure of dispersion, standard deviation is a measure of dispersion, quartile deviation is also a measure of dispersion. So the option D is the right option. Option D is the right option. Next example, example number 6. So in the 6th question, the standard deviation of the data 6, 5, 9, 13, 12, 8, 10 is A, root 52 by 7, B, 52 by 7, C, root 6, and D, root 6. Okay, so we need to calculate the standard deviation for the given data. We need to calculate the standard deviation for the given data. Okay, we need to calculate the standard deviation for the given data. So one by one, we will apply the formula first. The formula for standard deviation, sigma is equal to square root of sigma xi minus x bar whole square whole divided by n. Okay, whole divided by n. So again here we need to calculate mean. Okay, we need to calculate the mean. So to calculate the mean, we need to take the sum of the scores. Okay, sum of these scores. So on simplifying, we get the sum as 63 and the number of scores here are 7. Okay, so 63 by 7, the number of scores, sum of the scores is 63, number of scores is 7, so the value will be equal to 9. So the value of x bar is equal to 9. Second step, we need to calculate xi minus x bar. Okay, xi minus x bar, calculate the deviations. Consider the positive values, don't write the negative signs, just consider the positive values. 6 minus 9 is 3, 5 minus 9 is 4, 9 minus 9 is 0, 13 minus 9 is again 4, 12 minus 9 is 3, 8 minus 9 is 1, and 10 minus 9 is also 1. So next step, we need to square these deviations. We need to square xi minus x bar whole square. So when we square this, we get 9 plus 16 plus 0 plus 16 plus 9 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, and on taking the sum of these, square root of, in the formula I'll substitute the sum of these values. Sum of these is equal to 52. The sum is equal to 52. So 52 divided by value, number of scores are 7. So the right option will be option A. The right option will be option A. So we need to make use of the formulas and substitute. 3 steps: calculate mean, calculate the deviation, square the deviation, make use of the formula. Next question, question number 7. The mean of 100 observations is 50 and their standard deviation is 5. The sum of all squares of all the observation is, okay, so mean is given, it is equal to 50, number of scores are given, and the value of standard deviation is given. We need to calculate the sum of all the squares, of the observation. So to simplify this, we are making use of the second result on standard deviation. That is sigma is equal to square root of sigma xi square upon n minus sigma xi upon n whole square. Okay, whole square. So this result we are making use of. So in this case, sigma value is given to us. It is equal to 5. And we need to calculate sigma xi upon n. Okay, we need to calculate this value. Sigma xi upon n is nothing but mean. So this value can be replaced by mean. It is equal to 50. So this will be 50 square. Now on squaring on both the sides, so when we square on both the sides, 5 square will be equal to 25. Square root sign will cancel. So when we square on both the sides, 5 square will be equal to 25. Square root will cancel off. Sigma xi we need to calculate. Sigma xi square we need to calculate. I'll keep it as it is. So sigma xi square as it is. N value is 100. And square of 50, 50 square will be 2500. 2500 will be the value, 2500. So on simplifying, we get, so 2500 plus 25 will be 2525 is equal to sigma xi square upon 100. And on simplifying it further, see 100 into 2525 will be 252500, which will be equal to sigma xi square. So sigma xi square is equal to 252500, 252500. So out of the given option, option B is the right option. So to simplify this, we have made use of the second result on standard deviation. Second result on standard deviation in case of ungrouped data, that is sigma xi square upon n minus sigma xi upon n whole square. Next question. Let A, B, C, D, E be the observation with mean M and standard deviation S. The standard deviation of the observation of A plus K, B plus K, C plus K, D plus K, E plus K is, okay. So the given set of scores, the given set of scores here, the given set of scores are A, B, C, D, and E. And each score is getting added by a constant K, 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 and K. And they are saying for the first set of scores, the standard deviation is yes. So again, by making use of the direct result, okay, if we are adding or subtracting a constant to the given set of observation, there is no change in the standard deviation. There is no change in the standard deviation. So the new set of observations, A plus K, B plus K, C plus K, D plus K, and E plus K, the standard deviation will be equal to yes, and the option A will be the right option. Option A will be the right option. Question number 9. Now let x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 be the observation with mean M and standard deviation S. The standard deviation of the observations kx1, kx2, kx3, kx4, kx5 is, okay. So here each observation is getting multiplied by k, then the new value of standard deviation will be, okay. So the previous value is S, and each observation in the second case is getting multiplied by k, k, and k. So the new standard deviation will be, using the result, the option C, that is k into S, will be the right option. So when there is addition or subtraction, there is no change in the standard deviation value. But when there is multiplication, then the standard deviation value will get multiplied by k. So the option C is the right option. Next question. Next question. Consider the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If 1 is added to each number, the variance of the number so obtained is, okay. We need to calculate the variance of the number. We need to calculate the variance of the number when 1 is added to each of these numbers. So first what we will do is we will apply the formula for calculating the variance, of first 10 natural numbers. Variance is denoted by sigma square, and the formula is n square minus 1 upon 12. Okay, n square minus 1 upon 12. The value of n is equal to 10, so it will be 10 square minus 1 upon 12, which is equal to 99 upon 12, and 99 upon 12 is equal to 8.25. So sigma square for the first 10 natural numbers is equal to 8.25. And then they are saying if 1 is added to each number, the variance of the number so obtained is, okay. So when we are adding or subtracting any constant to the numbers, there is no change in the variance. So the result, the final answer for the observations when 1 is added will be option D, that is 8.25. 8.25 is the answer. Next question. The following information relates to a sample of size 60. Sigma x square is equal to 18,000 and sigma x is equal to 960. The variance is, okay, the variance is. So the formula for variance in ungrouped data, sigma square is equal to summation of xi square upon n minus sigma x upon n whole square, sigma x upon n whole square. So here the number of scores are given and sigma xi square value is given. Sigma xi square value is 18,000 divided by n value is 60 minus sigma x square, the value is 960 upon 60 whole square. So 6 and 6 will cancel. 6 ones are 6, 16 is 96. 16 6 is 96. Here 0 and 0 will cancel. And the answer will be 300 minus 16 square 256. So on simplifying we get 44. So option D is the right option. So we have made use of the formula for variance, substituted the terms and simplified. Next question. Coefficient of variation of two distributions are 50 and 60 and their arithmetic means are 30 and 25 respectively. Difference of their standard deviation is So we are making use of the formula for coefficient of variance. CV is equal to sigma upon x bar into 100. Okay, sigma upon x bar into 100. In first case, the CV is 50. The CV is 50. Sigma 1 I will consider for first case. X bar value is 30 into 100. Okay, into 100. So sigma 1 will be equal to 50 into 30. 50 into 30 is 1500 divided by 100. Okay, divided by 100. So on simplifying, we get sigma 1 is equal to 15. Sigma 1 is equal to 15. Next, similarly, the second case, in second case again apply the same formula. Second case, the value of sigma is CV is 60. So 60 is equal to sigma 2 divided by x bar value is 25 into 100. So 25 6 25 6 is again 150 and a 0 will be sigma 2 divided by 100. So again the value of sigma 2 is equal to 15. So sigma 1 minus sigma 2, they have asked us to calculate the difference of the standard deviation. So 15 minus 15, it will be equal to 0. So the right option is the option A. So the option A gives us the right option. So we have made use of the formula for coefficient of variance. CV is equal to sigma upon x bar into 100. Use the formula for the first distribution, second distribution, calculate the difference. Next question. In an experiment with 15 observation, the results were sigma x square is equal to 2830 and sigma x is equal to 170. An observation that 20 was found wrong and was replaced by the correct value 30. The corrected variance is, okay. So the number of observations are 15. They have given us the value of sigma square, sigma x, and they are asking us to replace the observation 20 with 30. We need to replace the observation 20 with 30 and recalculate the variance, that is corrected variance we need to calculate. So see, sigma square, okay, sigma square is equal to 2830. So in this 2830, first I will subtract the square of the observation, that is 20 square. 20 square is 400, and then I will add the new observation 30 square. So 2830 minus 400 plus 900. So it will be 33330. So minus 400 plus 900 is 5. So 500 plus 2830 is equal to 3330. Next we need to change the mean. Okay, so in sigma x also we need to find out the change. So sigma x is 170, total is 170. In that subtract 20 and add 30. So 170 minus 20 is 150, and when we add we get 180. Now these are the new values. These are the new values of sigma x square and sigma x. So we can calculate the variance. We can calculate the variance using the formula sigma x square upon n minus sigma x upon n. Okay. So on substituting the values, we get 3330 divided by 15 minus 180 upon 15. Okay, 180 upon 15. So on simplifying further, we get 222 minus 144. Here we need to take the square of this. Okay, so square of 180 minus 15 whole square. 180 upon 15 will be 12. 12 square will be equal to 144. And on simplifying we get the answer 78. So option B will be the right option. Option B will be the right option, 78. So first what we have done is we have corrected sigma x square, then we have corrected sigma x, and then made use of the formula for variance. Sigma square is equal to sigma x square upon n minus sigma x upon n whole square. Substitute the value of corrected sigma x square, corrected sigma x, simplify. The final answer will be 78. Okay, so variance formula, corrected variance will be equal to 78 will be the corrected variance. Next question, the variance of first n natural numbers is. So there is a direct formula for the variance of first n natural numbers. B, that is n square minus 1 upon 12. So in the time saving results, we had discussed this point. The variance of first n natural numbers is n square minus 1 upon 12. So the option B is the right option. Next question, question number 15. Following are the marks obtained by 9 students in mathematics test 50, 69, 20, 33, 53, 39, 40, 65, and 59. The mean deviation from the median is, okay. So we need to calculate the mean deviation from the median. Mean deviation from the median. So to calculate the mean deviation from the median, again we are making use of the formula for mean deviation about mean. Okay, mean deviation about mean. So mean deviation about mean, MD is equal to, okay, mean deviation, the formula is sigma xi minus m mod of sigma xi minus m upon n. Okay, so here the first step we need to calculate is median. We need to calculate median, and median can be calculated by arranging the scores. Okay, by arranging the scores. So when we arrange the scores, when we arrange the scores in an order, we get 20 first, next 33, 39, ascending order. We need to arrange the scores in ascending order, 40, 50, 53, 59, 65, and 69. So altogether there are 9 scores. So 9 scores which is a odd number, and for odd number median will be calculated as n plus 1 upon 2. Okay, n plus 1 upon 2. So 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 upon 2, it will be equal to fifth term. Okay, it is equal to fifth term. So the fifth term is equal to 50. So the median value is equal to 50. Next, we have to calculate the deviation from the median, that is mod of xi minus m. Okay, mod of xi minus m. So take the deviations of each score from the median. 20 minus 50, it will be equal to 30. Next, 17. Next, 11. 10. 10. 10. This 150 minus 50, it will be 0. Okay, 3. 9. 15 and 19. Now we need to take the sum of all the deviations. So the sum of all the deviations is 114, and 114 upon the number of scores, that is 9, is equal to 12.67. So 12.67 is the mean deviation, is the value for mean deviation. So the option C is the right option. So here we have used median, formula for median and mean deviation to calculate the answer. The next question number 16, the standard deviation of some temperature data in degrees Celsius is 5. If the data were converted into Fahrenheit, the variance would be equal to, okay, variance would be equal to. So here we are first writing down the relation between Fahrenheit and degree Celsius. Fahrenheit and degree Celsius. So Fahrenheit F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. 9 by 5 C plus 32. So Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. And see, they have given the temperature in degrees Celsius. So the temperature in degrees Celsius is equal to 5. So here we need to calculate the variance of this data. So to calculate variance of F, we are applying variance on both sides. So see, variance will change only when the score is getting multiplied. So here 9 by 5 is getting multiplied with C, and 32 is getting added. So there will be no problem when we are adding or subtracting. There will be no change in the variance. There will be change in the variance only when we are multiplying. So this V of F, okay, V of F will be equal to, see, we are multiplying 9 by 5 times C. Okay, 9 by 5 times C. 9 by 5 times C. So now variance will be 9 by 5, okay, into 5 will be the new variance. So the new variance will be 9 by 5 into 5. But here they have asked us standard deviation. So standard deviation sigma F will be equal to square of the variance. It will be square of the variance. So sigma square into square this. So it will be equal to 25. It will be equal to 25 when we square this. So it will be 81 upon 25 into 25. So 25 and 25 will cancel. So the answer will be equal to 81. It will be equal to 81. So here we are made use of the result. If x1, x2, x3, so on up to xn, if the standard deviation is sigma, then if each term is getting multiplied by x1, x2, x3, so on up to xn, they have asked us variance. Okay, so we have to calculate variance. So the standard deviation will be k into sigma. The value of standard deviation will be k into sigma. Same way, when we want to calculate variance, we need to square it. So it will be k square sigma square, k square sigma square. So variance will be equal to k square. So the number which is getting multiplied, we need to square it. So 9 by 5 square will be equal to 81 by 25. And when we square the variance, this is standard deviation. To get the variance, we need to square this number. So 5 square is equal to 25. 25 and 25 will cancel. The answer will be 81. So only thing we need to do is we had to square the standard deviation. We had to take the square of the standard deviation and the number associated with standard deviation. So here the number associated with standard deviation is 9 by 5. So 9 by 5 square, and C value is standard deviation value is 5. So square 5. So we get 25. 25 will cancel. The answer will be equal to 81. Next question. 17th question. The mean of the data set comprising of 16 observation is 16. If one of the observation valued 16 is deleted and 3 new observation valued 3, 4 and 5 are added to the data, then the mean of the resultant data is. Options are 16, 15.8, 14 and 16.8. Okay, so here we need to make use of the formula for mean. Okay, mean formula for the mean, x bar is equal to sigma fi divided by n. Okay, so first I will make use of sigma fi. So sigma fi divided by n. Mean value is given to us. So mean value is 16 and the number of observations are also 16. So 16 into 16 will be equal to 256. So the value of sigma xi is equal to 256. It is 256. So 256. So in this 256, one observation, that is 16, is getting subtracted and 3 observations are getting added. That is 3, 4 and 5 are getting added. So on simplifying, 256 minus 16 is 240 and 240 plus the remaining number of scores, that is 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is equal to 252. Okay, 252. Now see, out of 16 scores, 1 score is getting subtracted and 3 scores are getting added. So 15 plus 3 is 1 score is getting subtracted and 3 scores are getting added. So the number of scores will be 18, will be equal to 18 and 252 upon 18 now. Okay, so this is the new sigma xi, 252 upon 18, the number of scores. So the new mean will be equal to sigma xi upon 18, that is 252 upon 18, which will be equal to 14. Okay, which will be equal to 14. So 252 upon 18 is equal to 14, and the right option is the third option, option C. So option C will give us the right option. So when we are calculating the new mean, first we need to calculate the value of sigma xi. First calculate the sigma xi, which is 256. Subtract the unwanted observation, add the required observations, calculate the total number of observations after deleting, and then calculate the new mean. So the next question, question number 18, the variance of alpha, beta and gamma is 9. Okay, so the variance value of sigma square, they are saying it is equal to 9. Sigma square is equal to 9. Then the variance of phi alpha, phi beta and phi gamma is equal to, so sigma square, we know the relation, constant, square of the constant into the original value. So the new sigma value will be equal to k square into sigma square original. Okay, so original variance value is 9. Original variance value is 9. And the value of k is 25. The value of k is 25. So this will be 25 and 25, because see the constant here is 5. So k square will be 25, 5 square. 5 square is 25, and the original sigma value is 9. So 25 into 5, which 9, which is equal to 225. So the new sigma square, that is the new variance, will be 225. So here each constant, see each observation is getting multiplied by 5. So the variance will also get multiplied by k square. K value is 5, 5 square is 25, and 25 into 9 is the required answer. So the option D is the right option. Next question. The standard deviation of 25 numbers is 40. If each of the observation, that is the numbers, is increased by 5, then the new standard deviation will be. So there are 25 numbers whose standard deviation is 40. Standard deviation is 40. So we need to calculate the new standard deviation when each number is getting increased by 5. So each number is getting added by a constant 5. So when we are increasing or decreasing, that is when we are adding or subtracting, according to the result, there is no change in the standard deviation. So the new standard deviation will also be equal to 40. So the option A is the right option. Next question number 20. If the frequency, if in a frequency distribution, the mean and median are 21 and 22 respectively, then mode is approximately. So already the value of mean and median is given. We know the direct condition for calculating the mode. So mode is equal to 3 times median minus 2 times mean. Okay, 2 times mean. So 3 times median, 3 times 3 into the value of median is 22, and the value of mean is 21. So on simplifying it, we get 66 minus 2 into 21, which is 42. So 66 minus 42 is equal to 22. So out of the given option, option A is the right answer. Option A is the right answer. Okay. So we'll discuss the next question. So the next question is the variance of 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 is A8, B root 8, 6, and none of these. Okay. So first we need to write the formula for variance. The formula for variance in case of ungrouped data. So the variance is denoted by sigma square, and sigma square is equal to sigma xi minus x bar whole square whole divided by n. Okay, whole divided by n. So sigma xi minus x bar square divided by n. First we require the value of mean. So we need to take the total of these values. So the total 10 plus 18 is 18, 18 plus 6 is 24, and 24 plus 6, it is equal to 30. Number of scores are 5. So 30 by 5 will be equal to 6. So the value of mean is 30. So x bar is equal to 6. Okay, total is 30. 30 upon 5, x bar is equal to 6. Calculate the deviations. 2 minus 6, xi minus x bar will be equal to 2 minus 6 is 4, next to 0, 2, and 4. And on squaring these deviations, xi minus x bar whole square, we get 16, 4, 0, next 4, and again 16. and adding all these, we get 40. So on substituting in the formula, 40 divided by the number of scores are 5. 40 upon 5 is equal to 8. So the option A is the right option. Option A is the right option. So these were few examples related to the topic statistics. One question, one or two questions at the most will be asked from this topic in CET. Every year one question is at least fixed, and one question may be asked in JE level, at JE level. So try to complete the NCERT syllabus first, go through the summary of the NCERT syllabus, and then refer NCERT exemplar. So these two books, if you do, 60 to 70% of your CET preparation will over. After that, you can refer model papers and a CET book for your preparation. Okay, so these were few questions on the topic statistics. We will wind up here. Thank you.